you don't have to wear the ring.
That's the first one. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
I like it.
Hey, Garrett, are you married?
I'm not married yet. No. Maybe sometime soon.
You know foundation?
Yeah, I mean not like the next several months.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
1,000.
How would your parents feel about a tattoo on your hand?
I think they'd be okay with that one. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, but my relationship with my parents is like not like it's no. My relationship's good, but it's not one where they like tell me what to do, nor do they really get disappointed in me. You know, that kind of.
He can do no wrong.
Yeah.
He really is the product.
Well, I met his dad. I know that.
2,500.
Oh, that's right.
Loves you.
And
He was
Chris
so
puts in
proud.
a
He's like,
4-bet here, cutoff versus small blind with
He's a
king
character.
jack off.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's a cool.
Deciding
I
this
was
is a
even
good
more
4-bet
jealous
bluff
when I met
hand.
him, so like, you motherfucker,
Art
you
3-bet
got
him with
everything.
tens.
Yeah. He's a big poker fan. I think I pokered that right.
And let's see what Art thinks of Chris's 4-bet.
Coolest.
He's going to call. Certainly not a hand you should be folding cutoff versus, or small blind versus cutoff. And this is going to work out very badly for Chris as they only have 2 pot-sized bets left, and this is top pair versus middle set. This is probably going to be stacks for Chris. Chris bets 1,200 here. So quite a small bet on the flop, 1,200 into about 5,000.
Yeah. Let's just say I don't know any of her family.
And the turn is an ace. This could save Chris. It completes the flush draw too. So Chris doesn't know it, but a very good card for him. He does pick up a gut shot.
I've never met them or
And he checks it back. And ace pairs on the river. And so Art left with a full house now.
Yeah, no, that's
Now
okay.
if he's
Thanks.
up against an ace-X hand,
Does anyone want refried beans?
her family. I mean, I don't know, so I'm just going off.
I hate wasting food. You mind
would want
taking
to
that
check.
back? Yeah, maybe they'll use it. Maybe they won't.
as his
Either
opponent
way.
will always bet for him. The main purpose of betting here would be to target King X hands.
Yeah, avocado is good choice. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
But if your opponent has an ace,
But like done, like
But
I
they
don't even
believe
know
it
what
to their
my
core.
grandparents named.
Like they live with all that pain, to not,
Yeah.
because of their pride and their 1,800.
yeah, and this bet makes a lot of sense to me. So Art picks a really small size. And I think what Art is thinking here is I'm going to bet a size that hopefully gets most ace-X's to raise, flushes to raise. And I get the value, hopefully, from the King X's
Wonder what it is.
that would check back the river. Wow, and Chris shoves the river. So Chris turns his king into a bluff in response to the size. And Art looks unhappy. Like, I would think this is what Art is hoping for. Art bets a size where it's hard to imagine Chris would not jam a flush for sure. And against a size like that, we could easily see Chris deciding a hand like ace-queen or ace-jack is also good enough to go.
Back then.
Yeah, right. Still probably in Alabama, right? But yeah, she's like pretty racist, and it's
So
like,
pretty surprised to
if
see
you can
Art
get, like,
with as
legitimately,
negative a
like, it's like
reaction as he's had
like
here,
one of
but
those for
I
real
do
family
not think
movies,
he's
like,
going to fold.
'cause everyone else in my family's like very socially liberal, So.
I think he's going to think this one through and think, I picked a really small size here on the river. My opponent can easily check back a flush, trapping on the turn, and would jam against this size. My opponent could interpret my bet size as weak and turn a hand into a bluff, or interpret my bet size as a blocker bet and go for value with a hand like ace-queen or ace-jack.
Congratulate me for I was looking for like junior college or some shit.
Oh, and you guys wanted her to stay close, ideally.
Yeah, I mean I do, but
That's your tuition right there. What do you mean?
yeah, well, I mean,
That's her tuition?
Double up through
That's
Garrett,
Garrett,
and
that's-
there
well,
you
I'm
go.
saying,
That's
yeah.
like 3
I'll
weeks
have to borrow
tuition.
back from, Garrett to get her the first
Oh, I
quarter.
forgot he lost some pots.
Yeah, everyone I played.
She's pretty funny, though. She's one of the
Well, this is about the most miserable I've seen Art in quite
Dad,
a
if
while,
he's really
so
good,
there's
why
that
do
at
you play
least.
with him?
Yeah.
That was like the
I think
first
he's
thing
going to
she
find
had.
this. I think he's going to find this call.
She said something else too that really threw you on tilt to put you on your heels.
Oh, she asked me what my net worth was.
Yeah, yeah.
And then-
so private.
and then she
goes,
started
"Look, you're
Google-
that
and then
good."
she started
And she goes,
Googling it
"Look,
and
you're
reading
famous.
things.
How much money? Like, what do you like? How much do you have? And he's
Nacho Domas says, damn bunch of ace,
I didn't
ace,
know
and
what
ace,
to do.
king.
She's like a teenager. You know? I'm
Yeah,
not
for sure
talking to
that you
a
can
teenager.
lose. Art is not like,
Yeah.
he's not holding the nuts. It's a question of,
Last time
when
I
you
talked
play
to a
poker, you're
teenager was
playing
when
for
I was a teenager.
probabilities and just trying to make the best decision given the possibilities. And this is a spot where I think
I think we need the shot
Art's
clock.
going to be
I
good
think so, yeah.
reasonably frequently.
And then we had pizza, and that screwed him up.
Oh, I was not trying to call the clock
Yeah,
on
no,
him.
no, the
Yeah,
shot
no one
clock.
I meant the shot
Oh,
clock.
yeah.
I'm not calling the clock
And
on
you're getting
this
a
guy.
price as well. This is not a massive shove. He's actually getting nearly 3-1. So Art would only need to be good 25% of the time here. So if he folds, he's saying that he thinks Chris has 4-bet him and taken this line only with ace 10, ace 6, ace king, aces, or
made it up.
kings 75% of the time versus anything else.
He'll do it, you know, he knows what it is, you know.
Really, really seems unlikely.
Yeah. Couple veggies.
Ça va? Ça va bien?
What's going on, buddy? Viva la France.
Long time no see, buddy.
How are you?
Good.
Oh, fuck me. Fuck me.
Have I ever beat you in the 500 game
I don't understand what you're saying.
for collection?
Oh, no.
I'm pretty
I
sure.
actually haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 0 for 6 or
Milwaukee?
something.
Yeah.
Bluffing you with.
Still out there or not?
No, I live in Arizona now.
I mean, I gotta give Chris credit here. The fact that Art's even thinking so long.
No, totally.
He doesn't immediately know what to do in this situation. Yeah.
Good job, kid.
Yeah, well done. Win or lose the hand, buddy.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So stupid. This is so stupid.
51. We're on our last round of straddles, and it's 13 ahead.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. 6, 7,
Loving it, huh?
7.
Doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard him say, I don't know what to do? Yeah. Here we go, huh?
Oh.
And Art does find the call. And he's going to be happy when he sees that hand.
Nice hand.
Oh, I didn't know it had that, or I would have made that prediction.
Yeah, they're playing a different game than
Yeah.
us, huh? He had a full house.
I had a full house. I would have thought I had
$25,000
No, and I'm
pot
sure,
headed
like,
Art's
him
way.
thinking forever is correct.
And
but I
Art's
would
going to
have
feel
no
a little
idea
bit better
how
now
or why.
once he sees the hands.
Yeah.
Ball faster.
That's just an indication of what I don't know.
The only thing that wasn't surprising about that hand was Art made a perfect decision. That's the only thing that was like, yeah, sounds right.